Hey, I'm Nokternl, and I've put together 10 tips and tricks for you to help get you started here in Starborne. First off, and probably most importantly, is the building queues, guys. Building queues are incredibly important because you can't play this game 24 hours a day. So the way that it works is down the bottom right hand side here, if you click on buildings and select a couple of buildings to get started, you can see the queue down here. Currently it says 8 minutes of 53 seconds of 4 hours maximum. So because most of us need to sleep longer than 4 hours, it's very important to understand how to use these building queues. First off, you can queue up to 4 hours, but as soon as you're over 4 hours, you cannot queue any more buildings. So the idea is that we build all the way up to 3 hours and 59 minutes, and then we add one more building queue, which will take a long time, as long as possible for you to be able to give yourself enough time to wake up and continue playing the game. Next up is daily challenges. These are challenges that you get every day. They get you flat XP, which is really important, and I definitely recommend doing them. The way that it works is that it randomly generates for every day. You get one free reroll on one of them if it's something that you're not really keen on doing. And you also have random levels here. It's worthwhile using your free reroll on a level 1 because you've got a chance of upgrading it and no chance of downgrading it. So if you do these every day, you get both flat XP and reward caches. Those caches contain things like cards, which help you overall, or build R cards, which help you with your building. Over in the store here, every day you get 2 cards. One of them is 10 free 5-minute build cards, and the other one are 3 free local brokers as traders. You should grab these every day. They're very useful and they will help you progress, especially that extra 50 minutes there is always useful. So something that blew my mind early on was finding out that there is a way to see the buildings that you could have built once you've filled out a tier. Over on the left here, this is actually a button. And if you click on that, it'll take you back to the full list so you can see whether you're going to be able to replace something that you want to get rid of with one of the other buildings that's going to be of use to you. Whenever you run a mission, you get cards. If you go to your inventory here and check your cards here, you will be able to sell or break down any of the cards that you pick up in order to purchase other ones. This one here, you can click on craft, tells you how many credits you currently have, how much it will cost, and you can click craft card if you can afford it. If you have a card in your inventory that you don't want, you just need to select it and click breakdown card, and it will add that number of credits to your total. So this is how you convert cards that you've picked up into cards that you want. Now, one of the biggest things in this game is how to gain influence. Influence is gained through A, building buildings at your stations, B, building outposts at your stations. Now, as you're probably aware, you can only build one building at a time, but you can always build a building and an outpost at the same time. So this is something really important to remember in order to gain more influence. Now, there's a very big difference between operating and supplied when you're talking about your buildings and what they do. So, for example, trailer manufacturing here says supplied industrial fleets gain cargo space per level. If we go and have a look here, implant clinic says the same, supplied. What that means is that a fleet which is supplied or from this station, as you can see in your logistics screen, when you have a fleet, it has a drop-down list saying home station. If they come from this station, even if they're being operated out of a different station, the fact that they're supplied by this station gives them these bonuses. Now, if we move over to this one, and it says from this station or operating from this station, it means that it does not need to be supplied by this station in order to get this bonus. So I could have a second station with a plasma chamber with industrials that are supplied by this station that will get both of these bonuses, even though these buildings may be on separate stations. So there seems to be common misconception amongst new players as to the difference between industrial ships and freighters. Industrial ships are used to colonize new stations or to create outposts at current ones, as well as for running solar flares. Freighters, on the other hand, are used to move resources between stations and to move hangared ships between stations. The other thing I want to mention is with regards to your capital station, as well as seat, which is a unique building that you can only build at your capital station. Now, the seat, when it is upgraded, ends up giving you plus 1,000 labor, which is really important for your military fleets and the station that runs them. So I'd recommend, once you build out of the starter zone, that you put your capital and your seat at your main military base, and that way you'll be able to build a lot more ships there. Speaking of labor will be increasingly important late in the game, and you'll probably need to start making stations that harvest ice to give you more labor to be able to make more fleets in order to survive and strive for victory. So bear that in mind as you're moving forwards. So that's my tips and tricks video for Starborne, guys. I hope you're enjoying the game. It is a lot of fun, and if you feel like joining me sometime, boot it up and we'll see you in game. If you're finding my videos helpful and informative, please subscribe, give me a like, and chuck us a comment down below.